tournament prior to the start. Notably, our moderator and one other player who might not be online. If the aforementioned player is not online at the start of the simul, there's no way I can put him in. So I will take these players in order. You all look familiar to me. Move 11. GOC, I have to check if you've got established rating. 48 games will be good enough. Internet chess, 70 games. I just don't want players who just like created their account for the sake of trolling me. Super Sebi, Kyriakospez. Got 20 players I can play here. Move 11, you're in. Jeroen, you need to challenge me. You're in. Okay, that's our moderator. Tactical Destroyer, I was waiting for him. And the rest of you guys should get accepted. Artur ZP. Where'd you go? Play True, Zen Chess. There's just room for 7 more. Just have to verify everybody has established ratings. And I do ask that anybody has second thoughts about whether you're going to be able to play the whole game. I have had a lot of people like drop out, usually after playing like 1 or 2 moves. Another reason I don't like accepting players with unestablished track records. So, you know, the players who have more established accounts with more rated games have kind of established a reputation here, and we can count on them to finish the simul. All right, I think that's going to round it out, guys. Don't anybody else challenge me because we've got 20 players, and that's it. There's a couple of strong players that stuttering today for some reason. Misha 1500 ? It's probably not an established account, so I'm not going to take you. Sorry, buddy. Just get some more rated games for next time, and you're number 21 anyway. All right, so just doing 20 today. Usually, guys, I play 25. Let me refresh my stream because I did have the hiccup where I had to restart it, and probably I missed a lot of chat. Sorry for that, guys. But my camera wasn't working at first, and therefore I restarted, and I think I missed a lot of chatter. So I'm playing both colors. And I did play a tournament game today. Arthur ZP. We did play once before I lost to you. Oh, I remember that game. That was a merciless game. It's a strong player. He's 2275. I guess I'll play my main opening. Tactical Destroyer, also a strong player. So we've got 2 or 3 Master Strength players, and the rest of us are amateurs, including myself. It's all relative. I was just informed that Magnus lost to Richard Rapport. So, by 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon, I've indirectly defeated the world champion. I couldn't do it myself, personally. But, okay, so Karo Khan, another 2200, that last player. I am trying to play different openings. F4. Guys, I have a weekday stream. Another original approach. I'm surprised by Jeroen today. Let's try to keep it in Sicilian territory. Dway Cadera. He's played some tough games against me here in the stream. 2 very epic battles. I'll play G6 today. Good luck, everyone. And I do want to try to avoid getting into vicious time pressure. FC Partizan. I am playing pretty much every normal white opening move. With black, the Sicilian, sometimes Karo Khan. Occasionally other stuff like Alekhines Defense I played in one game there. Sam 49. I do want to avoid getting in time pressure because it can be really brutal when you're playing more than 20 players. But it's a little bit easier for me today because I have opted to play just 20. I had a tournament game this morning which took a little bit of my energy. And I was successful. I didn't really know for sure who I was going to play. That adds a little bit of fun to it always, you know, when you're like preparing for a game, but you're only like really can narrow it down to like 2 or 3 or 4 opponents. Makes life a little difficult. Zen chess. Let's try e5 against Zen chess. Play true. Welcome everyone. New opponent here. I do ask that you guys don't fresh kid miss the simul again. Be late to your own funeral. Hopefully not for a long time. Andrea Peroni. So let's confuse Andrea with the Nimzovich defense. Sam 49 looks like a French. FC Partizan goes his own way with A5. That is a very abstract move. Okay, well the rook pawn, you know, it's not going to weaken your position as much as like playing F6 or something like that. I've been known to play this when I'm on tilt. I think I prefer H5 to A5, although sometimes I'll play both. But I can't really recommend it as a sound opening. Artur ZP playing the wing gambit against me, which I think objectively it's best to accept. Mate 47, I think I'll go with G3 here. I've had trouble with mate 47. He's pretty tough. Super Sebi also has played well against me. Polo, let's play something different. Polau, or Polo. Welcome everyone, I'm International Master William Paschall, fresh from my appearance at the Budapest Team Championship today. I managed to win a game. Usually I have quite a few draws, but with black, my opponent fell into my spider web. E4, C6, D4, Caro Khan. Alright, I have a second English here. I played knight f3 on the other board. Let's go with G3. Hello, Lou Barlow's Soul. I am Destroyer. He's Tactical Destroyer here. Fresh Kid, I'm sorry, buddy. Is that a sign that I should stop playing chess? No, it's a sign you should get a new watch. Knight f3. Against Zen chess, I'm going to play it safe here with the Petrov. I think that was playing it safe. Like 2 simuls ago, the one game I lost was probably a Petrov. Whoa, a second wing gambit. Are you guys serious? I had to like take a pause on drinking my coffee. I just got a coffee and it was so hot I couldn't drink it at first. It's a little late for me to be having a coffee. I probably won't be able to go to sleep. Tomorrow I have a stream at 10 a.m. Central European time. Okay, move 11. We'll just play Englishes across the board. No, let's give move 11 a Sicilian. Oh, I thought you're coming with the B4 hero, and that would be cool, like F4 and B4. But that looks a little bit over the top. All right. He's, you know, he knows I can't resist playing D5 eventually. Zen chess with knight C3. I never really got into the black side of the 4 knights. It kind of bugs me. So I can't stand that symmetry. I play bishop B4. Yeah, Artur ZP. This is a tricky variation. Sam 49 with Sicilian. Actually, he's trying to play the... Okay, let's be principled and play D5. Mate 47, you played D5 on me. Thought you were going to play G6. I was going to play B3 with a double fianchetto, which is very trendy at the moment. Andrea Peroni, I've probably played this against you before. This D6. D5 is kind of the main line there. And against Way Cadera, I'm getting this a lot, knight F3. I'll just transpose back to King's Indian / Classical Pierce, Internet Chess. Crispic says, it's important to know the name of all the openings or it just helps to sound cool. Well, I guess it's not really that important to actually know the names, technically. For novelty, you could play knight b4 here, but I think it's probably not a good move. There's a guy named Rachmanov, a Russian grandmaster over 2600. He's kind of playing this a lot lately. It's a good way to get people out of book. Super Sebi. And this is my game from today, guys. E6. Now, Arthur's EP, he tricked me. I thought he was going to play one of these fancy lines with E takes D, Queen takes D5, C4, something weird like that. But we're transposing back into like a normal, so-called normal B4 wing gambit, if you like. Yeah, I mean, Crispix, I think that the point is that like you can more quickly know what openings other players are talking about when you're reading books or analyzing. But objectively, I suppose the names themselves aren't that important. I think Franco's copying the other guy. There is some kind of trick you can do in simuls where you sort of copy the other players forever or something like that. Okay, Sam49. SXPG with the early bishop G4. Knight E5 is a move, but I think playing Knight E5 too early is a concept that's kind of overrated. And here it's interesting though, because I'm white. It's kind of like a Trompowsky. That's what I'm looking for. So there's your answer, Crispix. If you know what I'm talking about, and I say Trompowsky, you can more quickly know what I'm talking about. That's the advantage of knowing the established names of the openings. So here, interesting, A3, Queen B3. I had this game earlier. I hope like Arthur ZP didn't prepare for me, because I got a kind of dubious game earlier at one of my weekday streams in that same line. Okay, GCEW. He's not super high rated at 1851, but he's given me a lot of tough games. And move 11 cranks out the so-called Nimzovich variation, which I'm not that up on. So I know I'm supposed to play E5. I'm playing a reversed Nimzovich, one of my other boards, in fact. Main 47, I can't remember. Did we have this game already? Alright, Nimzo Indian. And then this thing, which is kind of a weird Benoni. Bifouette. Could be a 4 pawns attack against the Nimzo there. A lot of Englishes. Benko. Tactical Destroyer plays. The Scandinavian doesn't give black a whole lot of choice. Dwayne Kadara played Bishop C4 against the Peerts. I mean, traditionally, that setup with Knight on F3, Bishop C4 isn't considered dangerous. Mate 47. Yeah, I don't think 95 really does anything. The other day I had a game like this on my stream and I didn't get much. So guys, I would like to answer all the questions on the stream, but I do have a limited amount of time. So what are we going to do with Tactical Destroyer? Just play Knight F3 or something? Just keep it simple. Ah, Andrea played F3 against me. Grandmaster Tibor Fogarashi did that once. Kind of a reasonable move. There's very little black can really do about that. Just default into some kind of like weird King's Indian type position. I think I played E5 against Tibor. G6 is interesting as well. Okay, Queen C2 against the Nimzo. I wanted to try this out. I was actually looking at this last night because I thought there was a decent chance whoever I played might play the classical variation. So B6, I am prepared for that. Kirek Kospes. Now the exchange variation. I play this with white, and I know now, you know, the C takes D is pretty crappy for black, so you have to go into this symmetrical structure, really. if you want to equalize against the exchange variation in that in the Alekhine's defense. So what I was saying here was, bishop c4 years ago was considered to be like a kind of cool line with queen e2, but with the knight on f3, classically that variation isn't considered really any good for white. But maybe like thoughts have changed in modern times. This looks pretty suspicious for black, but at the same time, not really sure what to do. h3. The other day I had someone play bishop e3 against me, Arthur ZP. I would think that's more flexible for white. Here it's like you're trying to get me to play bishop g4. But I'm still going to play bishop g4. Bishop f5 may be good too. Franco goes in the same position. So in the interest of not losing on time, I'm trying to play quickly and not answering too many questions. As I would in my weekday stream, which I do Monday to Friday while I'm playing Blitz and classical chess here. Dwayne Kadar, any advice how to learn an opening? Well, I'm not, promoting any particular business interests. And to be honest, I'm not really a huge fan of ChessBase, but to be frank, their products for computer programs are still probably the best if you want to buy a database or something like that. I really think it's a worthwhile investment. I mean, I guess there are other chess databases out there. I don't know if Chess Assistant is still up and running. Now, I'm thinking that somebody might have played Queen C2 recently. But that's a plan I might want to make use of. So I would definitely get a professional grade, if you want to call it that, database, Dwayne Kadar. I don't know if they come with like multiple installs. If they are pretty expensive. I don't condone like piracy. Maybe you could like, the Chess Assistant might have come with multiple installs back in the day. But I think you need a chess database program. There are free ones, but you're going to have to get the games somewhere. And of course, using like the free opening Explorer on lichess doesn't hurt, but it's not enough really. The database isn't really complete. There's a lot of games that are missing. Here am I supposed to play knight takes e4? What is the status of that? Is that like equality or g3? I don't know. Whatever. Andrea Peroni, we're definitely in a new opening territory here. In new opening territory. I don't know what I'm supposed to do other than like take my fair share of the center with e5 in this position. Maybe f5. If you want to get really, it's very kind of weakening. I mean, it looks a little bit over the top, but interesting to play f5. White's setup is kind of slow. It's a little bit too much. It looks like a little bit too much, but at the same time, with my knight on c6, it's hard for me to get, I guess e5 is more correct. Hard for me to get adequate control of the center. Yeah, Iron Destroyer says, you're not playing white all tables. It's not a traditional approach. I've always done this. Back in the day, I think I did simuls on Internet Chess Club too, years and years ago, and I think I did the same thing in those online simuls. When I've ever played like a live simul, I've always taken white I think, on all boards, but maybe I did a simul at my university once where I think I may have done different colors. But yeah, I Am Destroyer is right. Like, traditional simuls usually involve just the simul giver playing white on all boards. Okay, so here I'm wondering if I'm supposed to play Queen C2 at some point. In a similar position like Van Velde, like, just got into a really bad position quickly in one of his games from Weekend Z. I don't understand why Van Velde would be playing such a quiet system, really, since he knows so much theory. Bishop E3, although might be a move. There's D takes C4. Bishop E3, D takes C4. It's kind of weird. Queen takes C4, Queen takes B2. Can I sacrifice a pawn? How about Queen C2? Let's try that. I got into a bad position against me in 47, I think, earlier. Franco with F4. I've never had anyone play that against me. It looks a little bit weakening. Okay, guys. So the Rachmaninoff system here. Move 11 playing knight c7. You're trying to copy my game with white on the other board, but you are a tempo down. I mean, that's pretty extreme. Normally black plays either e6 or knight takes c3, and this looks like move 11's black and avoiding exchanges of pieces. It feels a little bit... he's asking too much from life. I don't know, though. Really like to open the game. I might have to lose a tempo with my queen. Tactical is hard to say. Tactical Destroyer playing the queen d6. Where did we see that recently? Right, a game from the B tournament. A B tournament game. But that was a different move order. Jiang played queen takes d5, queen d6, Scandinavian, but a different version now. F3 is interesting here. I think either bishop e2 or f3 are both good. Letting him trade pieces, but it is... This is a super interesting move. I didn't notice that going over this line yesterday. F3 right away is quite interesting. Definitely giving me something to think about. C5. Knight C6 looks a bit funny to block my pawn there. Playable but weird. C5. So, Jeroen, I guess I'm supposed to play d4 at some point here. Block your bishop. Bishop b5. Well, I can play knight e7. Knight e7, d5, a6. If pawn takes pawn, that might be an issue. Maybe I should play bishop d7. I'm not really in love with it. Knight d7, d5. There's some interesting other possibilities, though. Wow. could get into crazy situation here. All right. So Zen Chess just not guarding his e4 pawn. It looks a bit strange, but I suppose there's nothing wrong with it. And so Tactical Destroyer playing g6. So the most common move is a6, typically. But I guess g6 is playable. Although knight b5 becomes a possibility. I don't know if there's anything special for me. All right, here it's a tough call. Knight takes d4, I guess, is more natural than queen takes d4, losing a tempo. But queen takes d4, knight c6. Yeah, queen takes d4, knight c6, queen e4, d5. Queen takes d4, knight c6, queen h4 is a complicated possibility. All right. Knight takes is also good, though. I don't know. Okay, so main 47 played bishop e7. And now his queen is arguably awkwardly placed. Welcome everyone, and I wish I could talk about every comment in the chat, but that would be time consuming and difficult, and I don't want to get into really bad time pressure. In order for someone to gain the GM title, do you need to have above 2400 in all ratings? No, they're separate things. Okay, Rapid and Blitz FIDE ratings are relatively new. For many, many years, these things did not exist. So the Grandmaster title and other titles are far older than these new rating systems for Blitz, and those titles are separate. Maybe there'll be something that'll come along like the Super Grandmaster. Queen d7 was a bad move. Black will lose a piece there. Well, c4 is interesting now. Okay, knight d2 from La Bouffette. He doesn't have a really aggressive setup. And then again, neither do I. Okay, Due Cadera. I'm sure this position has been played in the history of chess before. Objectively, black should have pretty good counterplay. I would imagine c5 is reasonable. Sacrificing a pawn temporarily to break your center seems okay to me. I mean, it seems like the fundamental thing to do. Now Zen Chess. So now do we trade here and fix the pawn structure against Zen Chess? And if we do that, what's the plan after that? FC Partisan may be sorry about that. He may be sorry about that A5 move. Could matter. And Tactical Destroyer, I think, he's probably playing some sort of known, slightly offbeat version of the Queen d6. Bishop e6 looks pretty logical. I guess we don't have too much there. Okay, so Franco 2000 now. This bishop looks sort of lonely on b5. But it does do the job of pinning my knight. Okay. So here I couldn't decide move 11 where to go with my queen. I guess queen e4. Queen e4 though could lose time later on. Maybe it is better to play queen h4. Internet chess. I basically have like 10 or 15 seconds per move to not get in really bad time pressure. I'm a decent player rated around 21-25, but hard to improve. Any advice helps. Rowan, well, it's hard to... Everybody's different and has different strengths and weaknesses, so it is kind of hard to give people advice in a vacuum, you know. But getting a chess database, working on your openings, I mean, obviously all phases of the game, but 95 here starts to look good. And Kiriakos with f3, e3, it looks a little slow. I was more concerned about d5, I guess. I'm just going to go with my gut instincts. Now we have this structure here. Not really sure about how to play this position, to be honest, guys. I'm not sure my unprovoked exchange on c3 is even good. He's going to have counterplay along the b file. This is really going to be tough. If I move my c8 bishop, I instantly have problems with the b file. If I play like c5, I'm worried about f4 by white. Maybe we'll do that, but it doesn't look like the most flexible. This position, I'm a little bit worried about. What is my plan here? White's plan is to play, I guess, f4. But what is black doing? Some kind of basic blockade. Okay, this position, this a5, I mean, it looks like totally irrelevant. Maybe h4, h5. He can't get rid of that bishop on b5. This is what I was afraid of, knight c6. The problem, I wanted to play bishop f4 in this game, but he has queen b4, which is a little difficult to meet. So I thought I'd just play like a chicken and probably trade here. Here we win a piece with bishop b5, and Andrea simply plays g3. I had this idea of attacking laterally, but now that I see it, it's not so simple. Maybe queen g5 didn't really do a whole lot. He does have resources here. So maybe I can just play knight f6, try to develop. Doi Cadera. Alright. So now we have a lot of pressure, ability to develop pressure on d4. Bishop g4, developing a piece there. It's hanging in the air, so I wanted to go there originally, but it just doesn't look good. So knight... Man, this is kind of weird. Knight f5. I guess knight f5 with the idea of h5. Super Sebi. This is book. And now queen a4 check is one possibility. Probably wins a pawn. Or nem. Or no. I don't know. Hi Bill, long time no see. Camel Culture. How many names does a man have? I know that openings are the most important part of me. I don't think that's what I really meant. But for an advanced player to improve at 2100, I'm thinking a lot of times, you know, when that guy is asking the question, oftentimes openings are probably going to be a pretty big issue. So I intended that especially for him. And this internet chess guy with a funky move order has gotten into kind of a reasonable position. D4 is something special, so I have just to play this quiet. Mate in 47. Well, a5. He wants to play a4. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can just play a4, but you probably can. So I should play a3, if knight c5, knight d2. Tactical destroyer. True to form. Plays b takes c there. Just dismissing his pawn structure. Okay. And now this. I've got to watch out for tactics based on bishop takes h7 around here, but I don't think it's a problem. We gain a tempo here. But Tactical Destroyer has good control of the center, and he also has active pieces, developed pieces, some play on the b file. So I think that despite his ugly pawn structure, his position is quite reasonable. And white has to be alert. I guess I have to be somewhat alert here to tactical problems. Okay, there, and now there's this sort of pseudo threat of g4, which I was a little bit concerned about. So I guess I will play h5. Win a piece here, though black gets a pretty big center. Grab this pawn or try for more. Would you like to take door number 1 or would you go for door number 2? Knight d7, b4, bishop takes c3. Peer is slightly greedy. He also has c6. We'll take door number 1 for $200. And Andrea Peroni gets his pawn back. I don't think I really necessarily want to trade bishops to bring your queen out to such a good position here. We will aim for some complications, keeping pieces on the board there. Mate in 47. Camel Clutcher. Baku's. Alright guys, we're already getting in time pressure, so I'm going to try to cut down on the chat and go with the development here. I'm going to need to get my ducks lined up in this one. Ultimately, I'm going to face trouble on the b file in this game. Maybe queen c1, rook b1, Knight a4. What do we like here? Alright. Prophylactic move. Against Kyrgios, I guess I have a choice. But I choose to win the g6 square. Okay, this has got to be like one of the most common positions in the opening, in the English opening period, and I don't know how I got there. This one looks pretty dry. We're going to have some simplification. Bishop f6, knight takes e5, bishop takes e2, knight takes f7. Could play knight g6, I guess. Wouldn't give me too many retreat squares. My pieces are kind of weird. It doesn't look right. But I don't have much here. Very dangerous position for black. But not too bad, considering there's a 1a5 opening. So I'll just play the obvious move. Some tactics could be on the way there. Main 47, your secret is out, man. You did b5 to me last time, too. I remember that. I'm a little more flexibly set up, but you got this really down. 1995, but you're pretty cagey for 1995. Not gonna let you just have your way again. H3 might not be bad, though, in this situation. Last time I weakened my king side gravely against him in a game. And this one, black center would threaten to get out of control quite easily if I'm not careful. Let's be careful today. Alright, A3, Mr. Franco. Franco 2000, no relation to the dictator. Bishop d7 maybe. Force him to make a decision for all his chips. Little poker joke. Queen to b3. Attacking my pawn, but ultimately... Alright, there's also bishop e3 coming along at some point. So if I play knight c6, where's my queen going? Is that a question or not? Man, I don't know. Knight c6 looks good. This is kind of not a very exciting position, I guess. Kind of not a very exciting position. Great grammar. You can always count on me for that. Queen back to c7. Anybody? It seems so ridiculous. I've already been on c7, now I'm going back again. And I'm wasting a lot of time in the process of thinking this up. Alright, now here we should consider maybe bishop f5, but it is kind of a time waster. It is a time waster. But I don't like untangling his pieces for him. Knight e5 from Super Sebi. That's new. That may be a new move. He's asking me to play f4. Begging me to play f4, in fact. Well, if you beg, if you beg of me. Now g4 to knight h4, very weakening stratagem. Weakening my king side, not my specialty. Down to 30 minutes, guys. Who do you think is the strongest guy in the simul? Well, the stronger guys I haven't played that many games with, honestly. Zen Chess is like 22. Tactical Destroyer, I think on paper, is the highest rating here. Seems like probably him, but I haven't played enough games to really say with any certainty that's definitely the case. I'm just going to play super lame move there. Still in book against Internet Chess. I lost to Dennis Verduga. I think that's his name. Verduga. The Mexican I am once in that position with white. A long, long time ago. That English. Alright. Well, you got your two knights type position there. Okay, this brings up the classic dilemma. I love this. Is that bishop the white squared bishop of... What do we want to do here? Rook a c1 and queen b1? Yeah, maybe. I guess that's more normal. I had a very deep plan in mind here. Alright, rook e1. Looks like Tactical Destroyer is technically the strongest player according to Fangraphs. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So the Ghost Bishop. This has been a constant trend in a lot of my games, that this piece, kind of a mystery as to how to make it functional in such a position. It's somewhat functional here, I guess. Not as bad as some of them. Okay, now, FC Partizan, wow, check him out, man. He's seen the king f7 loses to knight takes d5. So he overprotected the d8 square. It's a runaway king. Alright, he doesn't appear to have anything special. Queen takes g6 check. Guess we're grabbing material. Surprise. I have a surprise. This knight c6 move. SPG 1400. Overlooked this rather important resource. So I lose a valuable tempo here. Great. Okay. And then we play 93. Making sure d5 doesn't happen in that game. We got the blockade type position I was talking about here. It's like a Nimzo. I'm playing this basically as if it were a Nimzo Indian, which it isn't, of course. But obviously the structure is similar. White's king side's pretty strong. Need to find a useful move in this position. Rook b8. Thinking. Queen c7, kind of typical move. Queen e7. I don't think I like my game that much against Zen Chess. What can I do? Preemptive strike of some sort. Andre Peroni, you have a lot of weaknesses in your position, but perhaps it's not so bad. Queen a5 check. Queen is a bit misplaced. Did lose a kind of key tempo in this game, but it may not matter that much. Objectively, we can try to kind of switch back to a sort of quieter program. Le Buffet, he's going to exchange that bishop come hell or high water. Okay, but as long as you exchange it on my terms. Move 11 took a lot of time, and then came up with d6, which looks reasonable, albeit a little slow. One would assume I could try something really aggressive, sacrificing the pawn in e5. I don't know, bishop e3, pawn takes pawn. Not that convinced by it. Take, take. Man, that brings his queen out with impunity. I hate bringing his queen out. What about bishop e3? Bishop c4 looks a bit too much. Sacrificing a pawn here. Bishop e3, pawn takes pawn, rook d1. Bishop d7. I'm not sure this is even remotely sound. Well, actually, yeah, this is not that clear. If I play c5 now, I should be better, but I might have other moves like bishop a6. Now Super Sebi is getting kicked back to a very awkward lifestyle. Knight c6 voluntarily. Knight e7, sorry, voluntarily. Bishop e6 is, actually has to play h6, b4, take, take. Bishop e6. Feels like he's down tempo or something. But maybe not. Alright, guys. So here he has a check on e6, but that leaves his queen in a weird situation. Leaves me in a weird situation too, actually. Check on e6, bishop e2. We're both in a weird situation. What else can I do? Bishop e3? That seems kind of lame. Alright. I'm just wasting too much time chatting with you guys while I should be playing chess. Classical development. Okay, bishop f5. Black is threatening in some positions to play e5 here. He's not... Yeah, the problem is e5, I guess. Alright, this looks kind of equal to me. Although b6 is... Actually, b6 is probably okay. Alright, guys. You don't have to play fast just because I'm playing fast. We win a pawn here. I'll take it. Andre should have traded on f6 and played knight d5, but that's illegal. If it wasn't illegal, it would have been a good plan. Yeah. Okay. So e5 now, trying to blow black away in this position. Might be a mistake. I think we should just be patient with him. We have a good game. Alright. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill this person all that quickly either. Actually, queen c6 back to a4 looks pretty good. So bishop g6 or trade. It's all good. We are up a piece in that game, so it's not really necessary to take too much time. And now he has this trick, queen b4, which is most inconvenient. I guess I castle here, leaving us in the twilight zone. Chessic twilight zone. Queen e2 from Birun. I could sacrifice a pawn with d3. Nope, never mind. Bishop g4 looks kind of lame. What's your idea? I don't know. Man. Rook b8. I have knight a4. Or b3. b3 looks a little problematic. He's not threatening rook b4. Perhaps I have no time for that nonsense. All right. I don't know what my plan is here. Bishop f8. What is the point of that, anyway? What does that even do? I don't have a clue what it does. All right. I'm just trying to blockade in this one. Okay, now we go for the center, and I like my game. This I like my game. Looks very good. I don't want to get overextended here. That knight on h6 that's really bad. Black played a little bit passively in this one. However, time is of the essence. He's trying to play f5, I guess. Queen a4. I think we have tactics. Winning a pawn. h3 from Zen chess. Seems a little slow. Actually I have queen a5. But I mean the pawn on a2. I can grab that. A bad plan is better than no plan at all. You guys know that, right? famous last words. Many a chess player. Queen A4. The invasive trend. I did see this Dway Cadera, but I guess you have your reasons. We have to go like Bent Larson style here, it looks like. Do the impossible. You know, I mean, in this position, my plan was to play rook c8, but then he's trading everything and putting his rook on the 7th and like winning a pawn. So we have to do this. Alright guys, as I get in time pressure, I am going to be... This is winning. I am going to be talking less, and Andrea Peroni just like lost a piece. Perone. Alright, this wins a pawn. I'm talking like Kermit the Frog. And the queen b3, holding it together. Or not. Well, I think here we win a pawn as well. Or not. Yeah, we do. This one. Gotta take that pawn. Check. Take the pawn and run away. I could take with the knight and let him play bishop takes d7 check, but that's not really... What am I talking about? This pawn on d4. Ooh, man, that would get really interesting. Probably reasonable. Now, under the circumstances, I think a reasonable decision. We have no fear of endgames. Kind of typical English opening. Not really a setup I usually play very often. And so here we've given up our fianchettoed dude to stay alive in life. It's probably not a bad trade, actually. So I have this intermezzo here, which wins. Which Leboeuf looked over. Overlook. The Overlook Hotel. Ooh. All sorts of nastiness going on here. Well, let's just not be too fancy. You can never be too fancy. Stupid chess quotes that never existed. Because you can never be too fancy. Knight d7. Looks like Super Sebi's kind of going the wrong way. Though I admit it's a difficult position. What is he doing? Right, we are moving to the king's side. I see what he's trying to do, actually. It's very obvious now. Right. Okay. So the game against Zen Chess, I'm grabbing the pawn and running away, Alexander Ivanov style. Korchnoi also like to do this. The hit and run, you know. Grab a pawn, run away and hide, and then... Never really been my thing, but it works from time to time. You grab a pawn and you like curl up in a little ball and don't let anybody hurt you. Knight e6 now, things get interesting. I have knight d5, but I'm not sure that's a good move necessarily. Actually, we have a lot of crazy ideas here. I'm not sure any of them work. Knight d5-ish type of stuff, bishop b5-ish type of stuff. Not in this position, bishop b5. Obviously, he's threatening to win a piece. So, that's out. The knight d5 is possible. Oh, we have crazy ideas. I don't think I can let him take on a2 and then check me on a1. Wow. Knight d5 would be interesting in some lines. Maybe. Because I can do that and just play king b1. Maybe that's the best. Okay, so tactical destroyer with queen e6. Looking at the white square c4, attacking my bishop. Preventing knight e4 and other good stuff. Man, you gotta like really seriously consider sacking a pawn around here, but the situation would have to be right for that. Man, this pawn has to be, the b2 pawn has to be guarded somehow. He's threatening tactical tricks, obviously, but knight there looks kind of interesting, doesn't it? Very interesting. Not interesting enough, apparently. Not interesting enough. Rook e1. Man. He's threatening bishop takes c2. Tactical destroyer. At least he's true to his name. Yeah, this move. Alright, this game is totally standard now. b5. Jeroen. What a surprise to see the knight go to a3. Alright. Well, I don't mind an endgame. Sooner or later, this is going to be hanging, I guess. We might as well guard our e2 pawn while we're at it. Didn't take Tactical Destroyer long to find that move. He was kind of aiming at that square already. And it looks like we are, to put it politely, screwed. Unless we play some really weird move. Alright, let's just make the best of a bad situation here. What do you guys say? Let's assume that pawn is going to fall. f5. Do I hear f5? Pawn takes pawn, queen h4. That looks nasty for black. It looks really dangerous. It's also perhaps a little reckless of me to play that. Queen h4 first, f5, e5. Queen h4 first. Alright, no time pressure, please. That's gonna go. Or is it? This is badly placed on h3, but this should be a good game for me, but the position is gonna get a bit weird. We're going home. Andrea will not rest until he's threatened mate in 1. Alright. Still some bad things could happen to me here. I was hoping to trade queens. 95. 95 actually is rather interesting. I'm not sure that's the best move. Happy to castle. And now I thought c4. Although it's very kind of anti-positional, it's not my only move, I guess. Maybe d4, but I need to think quickly. c4 is fine. I don't know if I calculated that deeply enough. There's the mate in one. He's going to try to mate me on this square. May prove difficult to stop. But I don't think so. Let's do it this way. We'll have the last laugh on Andrea. 20 minutes left, guys. 7-0 for me right now. Really? Did I really win 7 games already? Maybe because I was in a good mood since I won my tournament game today. I'm more optimistic than usual. c3. Tremendous endgame for black. Bishop takes a4. Kind of helps him develop, doesn't it? Just gonna go home. Yes. Zen chess will get some counter chances with the natural enough plan of the traditional type of knight f5 stuff. Maybe I should play knight e7 first, or g6. g6 is so weakening of my dark squares. You know, I'm just not certain I want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know, but knight e7 is kind of passive. I don't know if you want to weaken it. Maybe f6. This is really important. I don't want to play g6 really. All right. I still have 20 minutes. I had planned on taking this knight, but there is another move, queen b4. It doesn't look the most natural, admittedly. Given the time situation, I'm going to opt for the immediate decision. Wow, mate in 1, 2, 3. He's 22 under. He's basically, in poker terms, he's doing like the late entry strategy. Where you like let your clock run down. You know, you enter the tournament with 10 big blinds or less. Not a bad, no, sound mathematical strategy here to wait until the move. Wait until you have 11 minutes to play move 3. Wait until I'm distracted and then start making moves. C5 pawn is looking pretty difficult to defend. Oh, the secret move. Well, I can do something mean here. Anyway, my bishop's hanging, right? Bishop f6. Not really mean. I mean, it's just a good move. Just a good move. Takes. Yes. Just a good move. 92 from 8 and 1, 2, 3. God, it's been like 35, not 35, but it's been like 30 years since I've seen that move, I think. I have to go back to my first book on the Karo Khan. Probably not a bad line, though. So that'll probably come into fashion next year in top-level play. Okay, so this endgame looks pretty good for black. Now we have the option to play knight e7. I don't think that's optimal. Right. And then h5, we can do like Yasser Seirawan style. Trade the h5 for the no thank you. I'll have maybe another time. I don't know, is h6 too passive here? I mean, it looks like a normal move, but in reality, sometimes in such situations, h5 is called for. It just looks like h5, bishop e2, bishop e7. It's good for white, I believe. This position, not that easy. Now Kyrgios is playing queen a4, leaving his bishop hanging. His position fundamentally looks really dubious. Okay. I overlooked something. Oh boy. Wait a minute here. I overlooked something. I'm very lucky to be alive in this position. Now, queen's square. This is a King's Indian attack now. Looks like white has a pretty strong attack. It's the best way to organize the defense. I don't know if I can play like g5 myself somehow. It looks kind of insane. The best square. Alright. We've got about 18 minutes. Why is your stream laggy? Only the camera is laggy because we had we were dropping frames and I had to turn the frames per second on the camera are way down. But it doesn't affect the board. Just this camera is laggy. The board is not really too laggy. It's a few seconds behind, but that's normal. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I missed h6, I confess, you know, but I have this, which is kind of fortunate. Nothing to be done with this one. I'm lucky I'm not worse against Way Cadera. He didn't want to see the Capablanca. This is possible that this is like some kind of theory. I mean, it is possible. But it could just be bad for white, too. It's queen g4. That must be the idea. Queen b6, queen g4. Looks like something my friend Pop Gellert would do with white. Kind of an aggressive player who likes to play The advanced variation against the Caro-Kann and other nasty stuff. C5. Mate 1, 2, 3. He's got Queen G4. That is an issue. So with that in mind, and F4, F5, and all that good stuff, we need to act quickly here before things get out of control. Bishop F6, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Heroine with the classic C3 move. Is the bishop G4 anything? Does it matter? Why don't I just develop my pieces? Alright. So how do you protect this pawn on C5? And then this position looks positionally fatal for black. Although it might take a long time to finish him off if I play E6. Maybe forever. But I guess you gotta go with the E6 there. So I'm gonna survive this nasty Due Cadera game. There, I thought that you were gonna play Queen G4, mate in 1, 2, 3. He's trying to sacrifice a pawn a different way. Equally interesting. I'm not sure if I don't take the pawn, what do? I just go for the throat, I guess. C5. I'm just way behind development. Naka would... What would Naka do to me? We've lost the battle on the... I guess we'll go to another grab the pawn and pray variation. Mate in 47. Sorry, 47 is a different player. Bishop B5 is a sweet move, but it doesn't quite work. King B1 was my plan. And then here, I don't know where he's going. It looks, speaking of mate in 47, looks like he's lost the sort of thread. He's not got a place to go with that knight on B6. So, what are we doing? G4. Optical mouse moment. Just excuse me. Yes. Alright, now it's run away and hide. Please don't hurt me. Queen C3. Attacking a kind of important pawn there, while tying him down to a stupid square. Looks like a good idea. And you did find a way to defend the pawn, but I can play Queen B6. Maintaining some sort of positional advantage, hopefully. Bishop D7. Now I just need to find some kind of sweet knockout blow, but don't see anything. Meanwhile, my queen is sitting there idiotically on H4. The black queen not with too many squares either. Oh man, knight G5 almost works. Knight G5. Cute, but what's it do? Okay, I'm having trouble finding a rational move in this position that does something. Just gonna wimp out and play that queen exchange. Knight B6. I was more afraid of a different move. But that might not be bad. The knight d2. Oh no. I did not see that. Hopefully it doesn't change anything too dramatically. It probably does. Alright. Sorry guys, I'm down to 15 minutes, so I'm trying to kind of play quickly without too much comment. Now, bishop b1. Looks like white is very close to collapsing in this game, but not that easy. Queen on a4. Why did you play queen a4 just when I said queen on a4? Mate in 1, 2, 3 is this a player I've ever played before? No, apparently. He's quite positional in nature. Threatening rook takes b6, breaking up my structure again, would not really be my favorite thing in the world. But it's sort of like whatever I do, it's going to have to be something bizarre. b5. b5. That's a different story, isn't it? Oh, b5. Do I trap my own queen or something? Can't resist. We're down to 15 minutes. We're trying to blow black away on the king side now. He's got a retreat square and everything. I don't know about this. a4, anybody? I have too much time. I think I should just continue. No, g4, pawn takes pawn. I'm going to hang my pawn there. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm winning here against Dwayne Cadera. But hopefully I'm not losing. Got everything under control against Franco, who has been dangerous in the past. Bishop f5. The ultra subtle bishop f5. Look out. Would take away my knight's best landing place, and otherwise it's like a fine cheapo. It's a little too obvious, isn't it? But how do you answer that, you know? I mean, that's seriously kind of difficult to deal with. Unless you just take a free pawn, which I think I just gave him. Maybe Jeroen will be the one who's the recipient of the first horrifying, inexplicable blunder of the day. I'm sitting there staring at the board, and I can't see that I'm just dropping this pawn. How do we feel about evacuating? Does this look like this looks like the kind of situation where you start running like hell? Like the guy's coming for you with a kitchen knife and you just start running away. This is the moment where if you want to do that, I think this is it, you know? Michael Myers is coming with a kitchen knife and I'm just going to get the hell out of here, you know, before it gets really ugly. Yeah, this is good. Pretty bizarre. It could get very unclear. Slightly unclear. It'll be a little awkward, I'm sure. Speaking of awkward silence. Oh man, come on now. There has to be something good for black here. I'm a clear pawn up. Having trouble finding a move. Alright, let's just play a6 and do whatever. Queen c2. Hunkering down again. Yes. Nigel Short played a similar queen maneuver. Not that long ago. Knight d6, anybody? Can't argue with that. Although it takes the pressure off of one thing. One thing leads to another. Thing leads to another. It's a4. Well, natural. Can't blame him for that move. I don't think you should have let me play a5 there. And now, I think something good is bound to happen here. Oh no. I thought I could run away from the crazy man with the kitchen knife. But apparently, he's going to get a pawn back if I do that. Kidding me. Well, it's too late to turn back now. I've got to run away. And the space advantage here is just absurd. This has to be practically winning for white. Speaking of space advantages. Okay. Maybe b5? I like b5. Oh, Tactical Destroyer was thinking forever on this. I did not see c5. He uncorked that surprising move. What's the deal? He wants to do like rook takes b2? Well, rook takes b2, I take, you take, and you get that. We trade, you get an exchange back. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to look at it. And this is just like, let's trade queens. I guess bishop takes f3, technically stronger. I mean, this looks pretty boring. All right. Oh, that move. Very awkward. But Kyrgios hanging this pawn with check. Could have played king h1. I know that he's setting up knight takes d5. Shouldn't matter, should it? Euron, I mistakenly thought I left d4 completely unprotected. Protected. A new concept. Do I have bishop takes d4? Does it matter? Bishop takes d4. Well, we'll play positionally. I thought I hung my game against Euron, but it wasn't. Tactical Destroyer did all that, thought forever, then played rook e8. Man, that is pretty crazy. I mean, as far as time use goes. Maybe he had a fire in his kitchen or something. But I think still he has a good game. It looks a little slow, but why not? He still has a good game. I'm pretty tied up, and I don't want to invest too much time here. But speaking of time, I mean, maybe bishop h6 now. Wouldn't be a bad idea. try to bail out there. His bishop's pretty dead on h5 in that game. Nullifying my b. Yeah, now the plan was to defend b7 with my Kirai, which actually looks right here. We should grind Franco down, up a clear pawn. G4. When am I going to be allowed to play G4 without losing something? I guess I can do it. Looks kind of risky. I mean, eventually I'm going to have to play it. This is a really irritating position. I need to play G4, but he's like taking twice, or taking on G4 and playing rook takes F4, and I can't see a move. Hey William, can you please do streams in this time early morning? I know, it's awkward being in Eastern Europe. I would like to do that, but tune in the summertime. I will be streaming from the US, probably in the summer. Knight A7, man, I need to play G4, but I don't see how the heck I can get it in. How does he dare take my pawn like that? G4, take, rook takes F4. There's got to be a tactic, knight F5. It's just that there's all kinds of problems. I don't know what to do. All right. So we've got to continue the journey here, I guess. Try to survive. We're giving our extra pawn back. Yeah, this is a draw. Good game, Dway Kadera. And now, knight takes d5 is a kind of nasty possibility. Of course, we're handling that in several good ways. Knight a4 could be a problem as well. I was thinking originally rook a d8. Actually, knight a4 maybe doesn't do anything. If I play g6, we have queen d4 and rook d1, queen f4. So it's all good. Bishop g6, knight e5. He's got the dead like bishop. Like bishop. Like bishop, like son. No threat. No threat, right? This looks good. I like this. Alright, so we indirectly managed to defend b4 by some miracle, and now a5. Though f5 would then be possible for white, it doesn't look all that devastating. Or we could play knight f5 just right away. I do need to develop my pieces. This was a kind of strange hallucination, but I probably will get away with it against Jeroen. Okay, b3, obviously. Took me forever to prepare that. And knight f6 now, everything looks okay. I was freaking out, but I have g4 now. And then he is keeping this dark squared bishop, but it could do damage. But I have f6. Worst case scenario. Bishop g4. We need to think about that piece. What about castling? It's indispensable. Alright, I don't want to go under 10 minutes. I mean, it's really a little too much, I think. Do I really want my queen like that? No. The problem is I don't have much counterplay here. And I don't really have a better plan. That's not really a great plan, though. I'm having trouble coordinating. Queen f7, queen g8. Move 11 with knight c7. That rhymes too much, and it's getting a little cheesy. Oh no. Wait. He's found a defense. You're kidding me. Looks like he's got everything saved. Knight takes e7 check. Doesn't work, drops a piece. Other than that, it's good. Yeah, we screwed up here. We screwed up. Knight takes, check. Okay, I'm spending too much time. Bishop there, knight a5. Wonderful. Alright, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. When in doubt, keep it simple. God, good thing to get my queen off of h7. Okay, what's going on here? Nothing is what's going on here. My good man, you have equalized, it appears. There's nothing I can do to stop e5. It's an absolute disaster. Okay. Try bluffing. You're gonna make me go back to h7 in my little hole there again. I can't say I really am happy about this. But on the other hand, I don't know what other choices I have. It might be difficult for him to break through, though. He saw the mate with knight f6. Unfortunately. Back to the cubby hole. But that's the last time I'm going back there. You have to know, man. Not doing that again. g5. Do you want the bad bishop or the knight? What do you take here? What do you take me for? Okay. That's not happening. Hopefully Jeroen's getting like sleepy or something. Bishop there. Uh-huh. Right? Yeah, I'm not in the mood for that right now. Yes, you're threatening mate in 1, I know. Tactics. Well, I don't have a better answer. A little bit of a6. And then f5. Just in the nick of time. What an interesting game that's been. Alright, now we should be able to finish white off on the king side here. White off. That's a good omen. Alright, the trash compactor. Winning a pawn. Still ain't possible. Kidding me. We have another guy. Another friend for you to deal with. Knight g5. Alright, playing right into my hands. It was all planned out. Main 47 is a pretty tough player. He's made my life exceedingly difficult. I want to do the same for him. I don't have any tricks. Alright, this has gotten a little boring, to be quite honest, so let's complete our development, right? And then this guy wants to play. You're living in Montenegro. Oh, Milan's in Montenegro. I don't know if you know my good friend, Dragan Kosic, but he was living in Montenegro. If you ever see him at a tournament, give him my regards. Really great person. International Grandmaster Dragan Kosic. This is getting rather unpleasant for me. So, endgame land. Okay, so maybe I finally got something. Pawn structure advantage. Now I will take that. He saw it. I had knight takes e5. Actually, here it's interesting. Knight takes e5. I take a couple pawns and we get some imbalance going on. Because otherwise, this just looks really lame. e6. Or should I play bishop takes first? Yeah, I think not. I think not. Let's play g6. So, yes, sir. If you say so, sir, you're in charge. h4. Oh man, my c pawn is gonna fall. That's not cool. Not cool. Cannot let you have my c pawn. Yeah, I gotta centralize or something crazy like that. Queen g5. Insane in the membrane. Doesn't look good. This is okay. We created some weakness in black's position. Probably not all that clear though. e4 myself. getting a little risky. Mate in 1, 2, 3. We could have some problems here, as you might have guessed. G6, G5. Positionally insane. Queen E2 is a good move. You can't do everything. How about this? Is that bad? I have a crazy idea there. I guess this is roughly equal to 2 bishops in that one. I was thinking about bishop takes e4, but that looks a little bit over the top. Or not. Maybe not. Let's try it. You can only live once. What in the world is this about? Okay. Obviously I overlooked something there. Just hung my b4 pawn. It's basically fatal. Guess I'll castle. Against mate in 1, 2, 3. He threw me off with a late entry. Knight e6 was not my original plan here. And this has to be winning for white. Looks like I fell apart against mate in 1, 2, 3 though. This position looks pretty sketchy. Oh, rook b3. What's the idea? He's not in so bad time pressure like me. He's just hunting pawns. Oh boy. Alright. Jeroen goes into the ending where he looks like he's worse. F5. Okay. Okay. Rook a7. a5, that is. You guys know I meant a5, right? Rook a5. Don't know what it does, but I'll try it. Okay, I missed something here, I'm sure, because I don't understand what's going on. Maybe Super Sebi's just freaking out. Oh, no. Mr. Bill. It's a pretty bad knight on e8, isn't it? Never did really have much of a life. How can I survive with a knight on e8? Alright, this is just a tactical win. Rook b7. I'm going to give up here soon, I guess. I just hung my b4 pawn. Not that my position was good, but I don't think it was necessary to drop that pawn. I don't want to resign yet. Quite yet. I think I will be soon. Rook f d8. It all looks bad, actually. Jeroen is banking on trading, his favorite theme. My knight is not really perfect, but I don't have to trade, do I? I guess black is better now, or what? One, two. I have 3 pawns for a piece in this ending. I can pin him. Well, I don't think that's objectively best, though. Is it? Just b4. Let's try b4. Right. Yes, I know that pawn is hanging. We had to do something. But wait a minute. Oh, he has everything all set here. He has everything. Pawn takes pawn. Guess he's got it all figured out. Figured it. Lateral defense, maybe? You gotta be kidding me with this game. Internet chess. Knight takes f6 check. Bishop takes, knight takes c8. I've got you figured out. Alright. Yes. Queen somewhere. Maybe this is not so bad. And then this move. And it's hard to break through. But not impossible. Maybe that's not my best plan. I don't know. This game is kind of irritating. What? Oh no. Rook takes rook. And then rook c1. Getting a little low on time here in crazy land. Yes, finally. All right, enough of this nonsense. Rook could come in handy. Yes, no, maybe. What a surprise. I had some idea here. Make for interesting chess. Oh, yes. Had some plan here as well. But I think I saw queen e5 mistakenly. Can't just drop a pawn, can I? Might be interesting, oddly enough. That's pretty dubious, though. Can't just drop pawns. 5 minutes or so remaining. Okay, this is a win. It's going to take some grinding. We got some counterplay against Zen chess. Not really sure about this position against Yuru, and maybe I overpressed. I almost dropped a piece because I did a combination that sometimes you forget your own combinations. Oh, he had an answer for that too. What a surprise. So I'm like in Zugzwang, right? Almost. This won't last long, guys. Don't worry. Mate in 47 did quite well. And my knight is ill. So I was thinking of f5. Looks kind of radical, though. Maybe not necessary. Let's try something else. Okay, obviously this is winning. Obviously. Need a trick or something. Yes, he saw that little idea. Oh, you had that. And I have to self-pin myself. Knight d5. I thought this was a rook. That is not a rook. In case you were all wondering. This won't hurt a bit. I managed to reach the same position after sorts of wasted tempi. Okay. Check. Rook takes bishop b7. Probably not the most accurate move order. Jeroen, stop doing that kind of move, please. I forgot how good he is at endgames. Oh. Okay, in the interest of not losing games on time, let's finish that one off. And this will be a temporary pawn sacrifice. Rook b7. Take, take, take. Not really what I was looking for. Bishop. Bishop b7. Yes. Okay, there was... What? Oh, queen c3. Really? How nice. We do have a few of these guys. Something like time pressure. My technique is absolutely horrid. Check. Yeah. Horrid technique. Jeroen is not messing around, I have the feeling. Oh, d4 is interesting here. Another bad ending. My king seems happy. Was a good trip. Wonderful rook ending. Another wonderful rook ending. Another wonderful rook ending. Down. Right. Take, a4, rook back, a3, rook back. I don't know. I thought this works, but I could be wrong. Rather unpleasant miscalculation. But actually not entirely bad. Alright. Maybe take on f5 first or not? Man. Tactical destroyer is tactically destroying me. F6 recommended or not? Recommended, I think, in this position. I think this one we can win. Guys, the simul should finish a little earlier today. I don't like what I did here against move 11. I broke up my own pawn structure to gain no material advantage of any kind. And I butchered this position too. I butchered this completely. H6. Defending your pawn. Now I have 3-on-1 on the king's side. Can I do something with that? Not at all certain. H4 is interesting. Hypothetically, what did I just mate myself? Nice. Phew, like my worst ending ever against Jeroen. I don't know if he's beaten me before. I think he did once. This will be the second one. This guy, mate 47, is like impossible for me to beat. I never beat him in a simul. I managed to beat him in a blitz game. I've never beaten him in one simul game ever. He's just too good. Surprised he's not higher rated. Only 1900 in classical. I can't beat him in a single game. I could easily lose this too. I feel like I should just take on f5, as stupid as that looks. And there are not going to be any more blunders like I did against Jeroen. The bishop on h5 was really illin. Actually, bishop c8. Okay, he's going back home. This is a win. This is not really a happy game for me. We might have some counterplay. Right. Right. I did see that. Everything is hanging against that guy. My entire position, more or less. Oh, look at this. What? He's just trying to be nice to me or something? You want to give me this pawn? He's trying to be nice to me. He wants to give me the d4 pawn. Rook d3. My a pawn should be good, but it's d3's hanging. Like, all my pawns are hanging at once. Nice. Nice life. I have a check, which does pretty much nothing. Maybe I could survive this somehow. I don't know. Okay, this is game over. And h4 is hanging. He's kind of a materialist. g4 is not looking too healthy. I mean, nothing's looking really healthy here. Oh, rook e4. I have that. Oh, another pawn. Wonderful. Where did you ever find these moves? I'm lucky to be alive against Jeroen. I should have been mated. But he decided he wanted to play with me a little bit. Okay, this is tricky. Queen e2, of course. Bishop takes e4. Maybe I have to play rook a4 first? That's absurd. b4. I know I'm going to screw this up. I've already screwed it up. Okay. We need some kind of berserko move here. But I just don't have it. What did he do? Play the whole game in 5 minutes or something? It's pretty impressive. Never played this guy before. The opening was kind of dubious, but... well, I think that's lost. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Oh my god. Wait a second. My bishop is hanging. We have this. Oh, that move. Yes. That is check. Quite a game there. I thought we're just in time. No checks. Look, Mom. Alright, that's a pretty good game. Congratulations. All this so I can reach like a lost... what? You gotta really stop making these surprise moves against me, dude. Move 11 with the Miracle 34th Street. But is it really? What is going on? I could have like 3 connected pass pawns for a rook. Sigh. I don't know what to do. Totally freaking out. Yes. Guess that's probably lost. Now this one, pretty complicated. Oh, another pawn. He wants another pawn. Then he can like threaten mate and stuff. Nice. Well, whatever. He has bishop c1 in some positions. That's a funny position. Oh, a2. I think I miscalculated this. Oh, he's just in time. Look at that. Nice. Tactical destroyer. Jeroen, you know this isn't winning for you, right? Oh, look at that move. Just in time. I hallucinated I could like cut him off. But we know that's a joke. Good game. So the Masters took me out. Along with this guy who just is unbeatable. Maybe here I'm facing bishop c1, obviously. But that pawn is crushing. This pawn. I feel like I should just thank Jeroen for letting me survive. Oh, he even has that too. b5 maybe. And Franco saves everything. Now he's better. Or what? Maybe he's better now. I've got to take this. I was thinking about this, but I didn't see what you had. This is a draw. I don't think I can win there. Sorry I can't commentate more, guys, but I'm on pretty low time. My remaining boards, there are just 4. Thank you for the game, Jeroen. Thank you for like not mating me by force, which I think you had. Okay, so this got a little complicated, but I thought that I was lucky against Zen Chess, one of the stronger players, to not, you know, be completely lost. Okay, this position is starting to get me a little bit irritated. I don't know what's going on. I was just totally a pawn up for nothing, and now I don't even know if I'm winning at all. I'm probably not even winning anymore. I put my pawn on h4, which was just totally stupid. Then I sacrificed my a5 pawn, which was also totally stupid. Oh man, I don't think I can win this. This is totally, it was just a completely winning position that I screwed up here. I mean, now, like, bishop c7, king a4 could even be worse there. I probably should play this. Okay, here I'm lucky to be alive. Two connected passed pawns, but the bishops are quite dangerous. The a pawn is quite dangerous too. Why did I put my pawn on h4? It was so stupid. This was my worst technical game against Franco. Should have been winning easily. Clear pawn up with no compensation. Man, this is tough. Move 11 defended extremely well in this game. I do have a passed pawn, a protected passed pawn, but I don't know that that's enough here. Now he has the outside pawn. So I really don't think I'm winning. In fact, I have to be careful not to lose. This is probably winning for me with that bad bishop. But Zen chess was close to winning. Obviously, the stronger players gave me more trouble today. I thought we can play g4. Make life a little difficult. I don't think pushing my own pawn is going to do anything because I get it to d3. I have to get back and make sure I don't lose this game. Because his h-pawn is too strong here. I'm just holding on. Good move, rook a1 from Zen chess. Oh, he has... okay. He has worse time pressure than me. Soroche, after bishop f8, it wasn't mate, but you won a piece. Yeah, it's enough. Man, against move 11, I've had similar games myself. Those two bishops are just brutal. King c3. And a4, a3. g5, king c3. Check king d2. He has the right color rook pawn with the dark squared bishop. So I need I need to sacrifice for the white squared bishop. I mean, I need to sacrifice for the dark squared bishop if I want to draw that position. This is getting very problematic. Sacrifice for the dark squared bishop is what I said, right? I don't want to just drop pawns, though. This move just drops a pawn. Good heavens. Okay, I have to meet king c3. What's wrong with f4 again? I don't know. It looks like a good move. Mate in 47 took forever on this move. Well, at this point, I don't think it matters if you have 10 pawns or 1 on the king side. We're getting back. And then he tries to break out his bishop. My position is too strong, though. I mean, among other things, rook b2 looks really nasty. Maybe not good enough, though. Yes, mate. I want to call him mate in 47 because he's move 11. I don't know why. Has a number in it. Got some really nasty threats for me here. Now I can bother his pieces, though. His bishop is running out of squares. This white square bishop. Now, what did I say? I need to trade for the... I need to trade for the dark squared bishop to draw. So I could attack that guy. I mean, I can attack dark squared bishop. It's not so simple, though. Running out of time. Yes. Bishop f3 is kind of a nasty move. But this is a pawn with check. White king is not safe. Down to our last 3 games. 1 is a draw, probably. Well, 2 are probably draws. The 4 games, sorry. I'm probably winning this. I'm a little worried about the game with mate at 47, though. This should be draw. Obviously, anyone could make a mistake here. I mean, I should be able to draw this easily. One way or the other. Maybe I really have some chances to win, though it looks kind of problematic. Check. Check might not hurt. Check. It might not help as well. Driving his bishop to d5. Does this help me in some way? Just making a random check. Now, I think DeFranco made a mistake here. He's breaking up his pawns. And this position... I was going to play e4. I probably still am. I mean, I guess in any case, he probably has enough counterplay to save that. 2 connected pass pawns. A lot of good they're doing me here. All I need to do is to draw, trade his dark squared bishop off. I have at least a draw. he can't control the queening square on a1. The question is trying to win, because that should be something I can do pretty easily. Like, yeah, I mean, like this move, rook a4. Rook a4 allows bishop c6, but actually, maybe that's a good try. My rook is trapped, almost trapped. For bishop c6. Well, all right, let's try it. Now king there. Knight c5. He's threatening to steal a rook. Is there any conceivable way to win this position? It does look kind of problematic. It's almost like a force field. I can't imagine how I can like win. We could play d4, d2, probably not lose. But how is that going to enable me to win somehow? I don't see how to win that position. So he took my advice and played bishop c6. Now, trapping my guy is a little more difficult. I should play g5 or f5. Okay, king h7, b6. Black's technique in this game is just perfect. I can't hold this, I don't think. Look at his knight. It's like untouchable. f4. I'm running out of time. Nice. What? Oh, I just hung a rook. Well, that was a good combination. So I played rook takes c2 check, g5. What? Rook takes c2 check, king g1. Now I played e4. Not realizing that I was forking my own pieces. Nice. A little tired. So Zen Chess, the other master strength player, takes me out. Now king b4. I guess g5. What else? Got to make up for that last game. Well, it's not over, but it's over. You know what I mean? I just hung my whole game in one move. Rook b3. Yeah, there it is. Nice. Yeah, he's like untouchable. Because king c2 was my idea. Alright, well, if he goes too far, my pawn will probably promote, so if White's planning on trying to win here, it should be interesting. If he plays king c6, I play d4. Sorry about that, Zen Chess. Awful hallucination by me. I didn't see my rook on c2 was attacked. Maybe I'm winning here. A3, maybe not. Goodness. F6, I can't queen these pawns. I should play check. Yeah, this is obviously lost now. Against Zen Chess. Just terrible. Terrible blunder, Zen Chess. Alright. So, Mate in 47 has more tricks up his sleeve for me. Now I don't know what's going on. D4? Really? Franco may have gone too far there. Here I have what should be at least a draw. I don't know, guys, how to win this. Move 11 with the game of the day. I need a drink. Did he blunder? Oh, he's threatening A2 check. I guess objectively he can't really make progress. Rook takes, king takes, f7. But can I win somehow? Well, he's going to play a2 check no matter what, so I don't think I can win this anymore. What's the best way to sacrifice here? Well, I guess it's best to just go ahead and do it. Take, check. I can also play rook a8, though. That's the way I should do it. No, a2. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't let him. I should go after the a pawn, I guess. Then he has bishop b2. Bishop b2. This should be a draw. Not sure what's going on around here. King where? Yeah, it looks like he has to do that to bail out. But wait a second. imagine it's going to be kind of hard for him to make progress here. I wouldn't be surprised if I had a win somewhere, but I did not find a way. Okay, mate 47, you're too good, man. A little too good. What am I supposed to do? C3 check. Playing for a win. Yes, good game. Nice game, good fight. We're down to 2 more. Oh no. This is not going to be a win either, apparently. Yes. Technical disaster for me. No matter what I do, I can't get away from this guy. Let's keep trying. This is a draw. Pawn takes. Nothing will save me here. Good game, Franco. Misplayed that. That was really bad technique by me. Not my best in games today. Well, his king is his king is cut off. So my rook is behind his rook pawn. This position is a little bit tricky, and it's not so easy for him to make progress, I would think. A rook pawn isn't the best pawn. I mean, if it was a different pawn, it would probably be a fairly trivial win for black. G5. That's probably not the best move for me. That's not the best move for him. Alright, well, I'm not going to reveal any theoretical secrets about this. I don't know what our tally is. Does somebody know how many we lost? At least 3. Pretty typical result. Usually I play 25 games, but this time I decided to keep it. Oh, rook there. Well, let's just check him. It's like unlimited time. The game could go on forever. I've never been able to beat him. We've played 4 simul games. Normally I would have a better record against somebody his rating, but once I beat him in a blitz game, that's it. Keep him cut off here. Maybe endgames aren't his specialty. Is this the Ventura position? I think it would be more interesting with 2 rook pawns. But then the pawns are very far away, so you can like give one up and then decoy with the other one. Maybe this is harder in a sense. If he plays a3, I have king g3. I think he has to have quite good technique to win this. Anyway, guys, now that I have time to talk for the first time, I wanted to just thank everyone for joining me and say that we have a stream during the week, Monday to Fridays, 10 a.m. to 12:30 CET. I might as well hang out here, I guess. We play Blitz and Classical Chess with viewers on lichess and Twitch. And I also have a YouTube channel, I should mention. Video Chess Training is the name of my YouTube channel. This should objectively be a winning position for black. It was easier said than done. Sometimes I'll do a simul review video for my YouTube channel. I'll probably do that this week because last week I did a new video. I do a new video every week at least, and at least that's the modus operandi for this year. And this last week I did a game analysis of a Grandmaster game from Weekend ZB, but this week I will probably do another simul or blitz game review. People like it when I do the viewer games. Today was a long day. I had a tournament game in the morning against a pretty solid FIDE master, and I managed to win. But I didn't have quite my full energy going into tonight's simul, having played a long game in the morning. So that's why I limited it to 20 players. Normally I'll do 25. Yeah, Ghost said, would you ever consider streaming while only playing one game? That is an interesting concept, you know. To have like an in-depth discussion about one game. Maybe that's something to consider. You know, not everybody's into that, but I think there's a lot of players who would be interested. So I will actually think about that. If you guys want to contact me for training or just like some suggestions for the stream, you can contact me via my email, videochesstrainer@gmail.com. All my info is in my Twitch page and also on my Sparklehorse lichess profile. I'm available for private lessons, and you can also donate to the stream. I really would appreciate it if everyone would donate like $5 a year, it would be a huge help. Try to keep the rook at, I mean, ideally, like A8 is the best square because he can attack, he being my sexist way of describing my rook, can attack the black king from either side. So you see the black king doesn't have pawn cover from the back or from this left side. Mate 47 is a tough customer for me. Alright, I'd like to beat him just once, but that's not going to happen tonight. I did beat him in a blitz game. Sriracha, thank you. I would certainly like that. I'm not good enough to follow and learn a master player's opinion on early game moves. So today, lots of interesting stuff happened. Richard Rapport beat Magnus Carlsen. I won a tournament game against a pretty good player. I conquered a whammy because I'd had trouble all my life in the F3, or some people call it, well, Gligorich called it the Georgiou variation. It was actually first played by Hungarian players for F3 against the Nimzo Indian. Was originally pioneered by, of course, Hungarian players, right? Pioneered by the great Lajos Portis and Joseph Forintos. But Georgiou was the one who really did the most practical work on it, and later. So after 20 years of struggling to find a good system against the F3 Nimzo, I finally cracked it today. I think that was the first game I've ever won against the F3 Nimzo. I probably had about 5 tournament games against it. Obviously I've won in blitz games, but never figured out how to beat it. I Am Destroyer said, good game, thanks. He spent 17 minutes for the C5 push. Yeah. I don't know, I Am Destroyer. I let you have the initiative to try to get some kind of lock on the position strategically, but in so doing I put my pieces passively. Queen c1 ended up being a very, very bad decision. I blocked in my queen rook and I couldn't complete my development. I could not complete my development properly, and then I had to bail out with the pawn sacrifice, which I didn't really want to make. So Queen c1 was the suspect move, I think, in that game. I had to find a more natural way of developing my queen side. I think it was okay up until that point, probably about equal, but afterwards, yeah, c5 seems logical to me. You forced me to go and do something radical, which probably loses a pawn. Yeah, but anyway, thanks to everybody for hanging out with me, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Usually a good time to beat me. I'm kind of tired out from the evening simul, so show up here in about 12 hours or so, and 12 and a half hours. Mate 47, King G5. Now, that move is not going to make progress, I don't think. Trying to go around the long way. Are you trying to come around over here or something? I mean, I guess this position is not that easy to win. But theoretically, I know this much. You know, I'm not sure about the piece configuration, but this distribution of pawns should technically be a win for black, I believe. Perhaps his rook isn't in the best position possible, but it's not bad. I mean, it should be winning for black, I think. But I'm not gonna sit there and tell you how to do it. I have an idea. Right, so we get to A8 behind the pawn, maximum checking distance. Rook g4. Okay. I don't think that changes very much. It does look kind of problematic for black, doesn't it? Basically, he needs to like sacrifice one of the pawns to queen the other. But it's easier said than done. Wow, camel culture. I just see you everywhere. I Am Destroyer said my queen c1 was best by Stockfish. I feel better now. My position just already sucked before queen c1 then. That's good to know. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some way I can hold it together, but I was unable to do that. My opening wasn't great. I did the ultra lame like 95 taking on c6, and then you shocked me with b takes c6 because you're a tactical destroyer. Alright, so here we go again. What? I repeated moves. I did it. A threefold repetition. Wow, 12 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. Thank you for the game, Pawn. And thanks everybody. So 3 losses. I think they were all quite strong players. And 5 draws. I think all well-deserved draws. 12 wins. We had probably a quick win or two that snuck in there that somebody disconnected or something. Yeah. It looks like play true. There's always one, isn't there, in every bunch? There's always somebody that just like resigns on move 7. GCEW disconnected. He also... No, he just made a blunder and resigned, it looks like. So we only had one, like, abandoning the game very early. Arthur ZP also abandoned the game very early. Kind of strangely. He's a 2200. He didn't like his position or something. Anyway, guys, thank you. We will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'd like to thank everybody for playing, and tomorrow, Blitz and Classical Chess here on lichess at 10 a.m. Central European Time. The YouTube channel is Video Chess Training on YouTube. If you're interested in lessons, contact me, videochesstrainer@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody, for playing, and we will do the same thing again next week, hopefully. And lastly, thank you to Jeroen for moderating in the Twitch chat today and for a tough game, and thank you for not winning by force. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.